Why are you talking about meme coins?
That's what you do. I invest in coins.
So you can buy any property without seeing it like that and just go like that, and you're guaranteed to make money. Is this what you teach in your courses?
Higher barrier to entry usually means the better business model.
So I'm right.
No, it's a ridiculous, horrible argument.
Do you think Amazon could go to zero in the next 2 years? Walmart?
Could go to zero. I'm a pretty smart man. I'm a multimillionaire. I've been hacked. I've had my Bitcoin stripped from me. You can't steal my house. I'm not about, hopefully my coin goes up.
You go for the biggest ones out there, the safest one. That's got to be...
I think that it's potentially one big Ponzi scheme.
Why is it a Ponzi scheme? You're definitely trying to piss me off here. It's not, I'm not even... Do you know what? No. Just a few weeks ago, there's this guy called Samuel Leeds. Now, you might know him, you might not. But he basically did this YouTube video on why properties are so much better than the stock market, trading and investing. And I have to say, I didn't agree with hardly anything that he said in there. So I decided, I think he loves doing debates, right? That's probably all he does, debate, debate, debate. And so I thought I'd invite him into the studio to debate. What is better, property or trading and investing? Welcome, Samuel Leeds.
Thank you.
In regards to the initial investment, right? You talk about property, I'll talk about trading and investing, because when you do stocks, when you do cryptos, I say on stocks you can start with £2,000. That's it, £2,000. In cryptos, you can start with a lot less. You can start with 500 because you can make so much money. So obviously the more the better. Now, I don't know much about property. I do have properties, but I have to tell you that the average has got to be, I don't know, 12,000, 25,000 to put a deposit down. So for me, straight away, somebody who doesn't have a lot of money, where are they going to start? Where are they going to start? Why not get started with trading and investing? And I'm much more for investing over the long term. So I'm not like trading with leverage or anything like that, but you can also have leverage. So if you have a small amount of money, the broker will actually give you 10 times, sometimes up to 100 times more. Not that I, that I condone that, but I'm saying you can. So you can start with a small amount of money, which I don't think you can do with property.
So to say that something's a better way to make money because it's a lower barrier to entry is a horrible argument. In fact, it's the opposite. If we're going to take your logic, we may as well sell lemonade stands outside the school playground because it's a low barrier to entry. We can just buy. It's a ridiculous, horrible argument. The higher barrier to entry usually means the better business model.
Really? So... Well, no, go on, explain why.
Well, because if something's very low barrier to entry, like for example, you can get into trading, you can get into, then usually you've got loads of people doing it. Whereas with property, because the perception at least is that it's a higher barrier to entry, people don't do it. It's a rich man's game.
So you're not arguing the fact that, so I'm right, so people can start with a low amount of money, whereas with property it's really difficult?
No. You're not right in that you don't need a lot of money. You can start with property as well with very little amount of money if you know what you're doing. Well, for example, rent to rent.
Okay.
For example, partnering with people and using someone else's money.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, I'm going to say if you own money to be able to invest, you do need a lot of money.
It depends how you do it. You can invest in REIT funds. You can get
a REIT fund. What's a REIT fund? That's on the stock market.
Well, that's true.
Good, thank you.
But it's still property. That's kind of a combination, isn't it?
Let's just say 1-0.
And realistically, let's say you're in a job and you're making $3-4 grand a month. And you go, oh, I've got a little bit of savings. I'm going to dabble in crypto and put £200 or £500 into cryptocurrency. It's like, okay, but realistically, how fast are you going to be able to make some serious profits and change your life through that?
Well, okay, you have a point there, but I think that you've got to look at the medium to long term, not what can I make right now. And in fact,
but in property, you can do stuff quick.
What do you mean you can do stuff quick?
As a property entrepreneur.
You can put £500 into a property.
You can start with nothing. Or into rent to rent. Take control of a property and put it on Airbnb and make £2 grand a month.
Okay, I mean, that sounds quite complicated because
it's very easy.
Easy or simple, which one?
Both. But if you've not got money, whatever you do, if you've not got money, it's going to be a bit of work.
Yeah.
If you've not got money...
You do need money.
You need a bit of work. You need to put a bit of sweat in. Yeah. You can't have passive income with no sweat.
To start off with, yeah. I just think like when we show our charts, we show 15 years. You know, we don't show
Sure.
1 year or
Oh, that's
5 years or whatever.
So you just put a little. You're one of these guys that say, live below your means, save up £200 a month, and put it into the stock market, and when you're 69 years old, you'll be a millionaire. I'm not about that life.
I don't know why you're talking like this suddenly.
What?
I don't talk like that. You said you're one of those guys that goes.
Yeah, one of those guys that tells people to put just £200 a month and all that.
You've got to
And
start somewhere. You've got to start somewhere.
No, what you need is you need to make fast money.
Okay, you make fast money.
And
with
you do that as a property entrepreneur.
You do. Okay, fine. That's business though. That's
Yeah,
not-
it is business.
Okay.
But you do business.
Yeah, I do business, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about
Okay,
investing in
fair enough,
property
fair
versus
enough.
investing in.
But if I had no money, what I would do is I would raise money and invest someone else's money.
But you can do that with this as well.
But that's too risky. I wouldn't sleep at night if I raised 100 grand off my grandma to put into a meme coin. I'd be a bit worried.
Why are you talking about meme coins?
Because that's what you do. You invest in
who's
coins. You invest in crypto coins.
I don't invest in meme coins. I haven't invested in a single meme coin. What you mean, like a goat with a sock or something stupid? That's just ridiculous.
I don't know. I mean,
If you don't know, don't say I do it.
Look, we're having a conversation. I'm interested.
Are you interested?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
then ask the
curious.
question. The way I look at it is that you go for the biggest ones out there, the safest one. That's got to be Bitcoin. You know, it's the liquid gold. But also, I'm talking about stocks and shares. You're talking about real companies.
Yeah.
Where basically what you do
It
is
could go to zero.
a real company could go
Yeah,
to zero. Do you
of course
think
it could.
Amazon could go to zero in the next 2 years? Walmart?
It's extremely unlikely, but it is very possible. Look at the companies like those camera companies. What was it?
Jessop's?
They just suddenly overnight just went to zero.
There can be a company that does that, but that's why we go into blue chips. Can I just tell you quickly what the definition is? Blue chip is one that is a brand name that you know and you might even use, right? But that's just the first thing. It also has to have hundreds of different products, just in case something happens to one of them, like Samsung had the exploding telephone, right? If that would have been their only product, they would have gone bankrupt. But they have thousands of products. And they have to be geographically all over the world, not just in one country. Why? Because a few years ago, do you remember the scandal that Volkswagen had with diesel? Yeah, and so people in the States stopped buying Volkswagen cars, right? But it doesn't matter because they were booming in Brazil and China at the same time. So it's got to be all three, by the way. It's not just like one or two. It's got to be all three. Those companies, Samuel, in the next few years will not go to zero.
Yeah.
They won't go to zero.
It just sounds very complicated. I'd rather just own houses.
How is that complicated?
No,
Have you heard of Google?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, how is that complicated?
Is it? It's very complicated. It's an extremely complicated company.
No, but no, I'm not asking you to run the company. What I'm asking you to do is to press a button like that,
Yeah.
and then 100,000.
Google could go bust, my friend.
Not in the next 2 years.
Mate, ChatGPT
You're not going to
is
be in there
taking
for
over.
a while.
When did you last Google something? You don't. You use ChatGPT. That's the thing with these businesses. They can just change.
Google has come out with Gemini, which is going to be better than ChatGPT.
I'm sure it will be, but we don't know.
No.
It's a gamble.
Oh my goodness, it's not gambling. Going into a solid company which is international all over. All you need to do is press the button. Look, click like that. This is how simple it is. Click like that, right? And 100,000 of their employees are running around. They are coming up with new products, like Gemini, for example, their AI, which is good, better. And they are doing the sales, they're doing the marketing, they're doing the customer care, they're doing the admin for you.
You're talking
an
about
investor.
Google. You're talking about Google, right?
It's an example.
Yeah, which is one of the biggest companies in the world, which is very unlikely. But I'm just saying it could go bust. It could. But this is the thing. A lot of people that invest in stocks, they'll invest in companies that they like oh, I quite like this company.
Yeah, but that's not the thing to do.
Yeah, but that's what people do.
Yeah, but then people will. But on that, that's not an argument because you're saying, okay, if somebody just buys a rundown property which is hanging off a cliff and it's it might fall in.
No, you'd go to buy it and you wouldn't get insurance, you wouldn't get a mortgage, you wouldn't. Your lawyers would tell you there's too many red flags, they can't advise you buy it. Whereas crypto, it's just every man for himself.
Why have you just gone from stocks to cryptos? We're talking about
or even
stocks.
Stocks thing.
Google.
And also, what about
how
all the
about
times-
Amazon? How about McDonald's? Are any of those going to go bust within the next 2 years?
Extremely unlikely.
Extremely unlikely. And they're the ones that we invest in. And by the way, when you buy that stock, where do you want it to go?
Up.
Down. Right?
Because why down?
Not because I'm selling short, and that's something we can do, which you can't do in property, but it's the fact that I bought at this price, right? Now, if it goes up, I'll make a bit of money. But what I'd rather do is it go down, buy there as well. What's my average price now? It's in the middle. Boom, here's my average price. Now, where do I want it to go? Well, yes, eventually.
What if it keeps going down?
So hence my question to you. Is Google going to go to zero? Is Walmart going to go to zero? Is McDonald's going to go to zero? Is Microsoft going to go to zero? Is Amazon going to go to zero? And the answer is no. So stick with those. Don't go with this, you said. It's like, I don't know what this does, but I'm going to go and buy it.
Yeah. Now you need to know what you're doing. Otherwise you could be screwed.
Of course. Yeah. How safe is it long term? So I would say that it's actually really safe, the stock market, which is, people are going to go, what? Obviously, you've got to know what you're doing. But there are several ways that you can mitigate risk when it comes to the stock market. So for example, we have something called a stop loss. It's an electronic order which you can put in. Let's say you get in a stock at $20. You can actually put a stop loss in just below it, hoping that it goes up as much as possible. It could go up, 100, 200, 300%. But if it just goes down to that point where you have that electronic order, you're out. You're not even there automatically. You don't have that in property. You don't have that in business. And I just think that why would I buy something without having this stop loss? It's like having a safety net below you. The other thing you can do, by the way, is you can sell short. You can actually make money going down. Now, you can't do that in property. You can wait till it goes down. But if you have property, you're losing money, losing money. Whereas actually you sell short, which is sell at the top, buy back at the bottom, make money going down while markets are crashing and everything that people say on TV, the markets are crashing, whatever. You can actually make money go down. And the other thing, there's lots of them, asset allocation, diversification, hedging, and all of these things. But the big one is you can go on a demo account, a virtual account, and you can practice for 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, it doesn't matter, to see whether you're getting it right, whether you're making money, and then you can go live. And you can't do that. You can't do that in property.
Firstly, you're wrong. You can do that in property.
You
can do, for example, you can do a purchase option agreement, whereas you agree to buy a property at a fixed price, and if it goes up, you buy it, and if it doesn't, you walk away. That's almost the same as
So you
stop
paid
loss.
for the option, so you've lost
a
that money.
£1 deposit.
A £1 deposit. Is it
deposit.
always £1?
It's whatever you agree, but I usually do £1, yeah. So firstly, you're wrong, you can do it in property.
But can I just say that you're paying that money and you've lost that, it could be £1, right?
Yeah.
But and then you're saying you don't buy it, whereas I'm making money going down.
Yeah, so all the things you talked about, you can do in stocks, you can make money if it goes down. Same with property, if you know what you're doing, you make money when the market's going down, you make money when
How
it
do
goes
you make money when
It's
the market's
interesting, because
going
when
down?
you were speaking, I didn't interrupt you at all, I just let you do
so
your
is that
thing.
the rule? Is that the rule?
I thought that you do your thing, I do my thing, but it seems like I can't get a word
Fair
in
enough,
edgeways.
go for it.
I'm
just clarifying.
You've interrupted me so many times, I don't even remember what the initial question was now.
The initial question was about risk.
Okay, so clearly, more people lose money investing in the stock market. Now, you know what you're doing, so it's fine, because you know about stop losses and all that. But the average person that invests in the stock market doesn't know about that. The average person that invests in the stock market hasn't got a clue. Whereas the average person that invests in property, you could walk into an estate agency and just go, that one. And you're not going to lose money. You're going to buy a house, it's going to hold value over time, you're going to lose money. If you do that in the stock market, over 80% of businesses lose money in the first 5 years.
Businesses?
Or close down. If you're investing in businesses, if you're buying stocks and just picking stocks.
That is a start-up business. What you just quoted was in the first 2 years, 80% of startups fail, not businesses that are multinationals, that are in several countries, that have thousands of products, which is what we invest in. Did I interrupt you again?
So when you did your thing,
What thing?
your 1 minute piece, which you went over, I let you say your thing.
All right, fine,
You're
you
interested I could have done that to you.
Go.
So my point is, investing in stock market is undeniably more risky. Now, you might be able to do things like put stop losses in place, but most people don't know about that, do they? Most people don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. If I invest in the stock market, as an ignorant person, I'm probably going to lose money. Is that fair to say?
You're supposed to be talking about property. Why is property less risky?
Because you walk into an estate agent and buy a property.
And you go like that, and
Yeah.
is that how you do it?
No, that's not how you do it. But even if you did, you could walk in with a blindfold and buy a house, and you're going to make money over time.
That is not true.
It is true.
So you can buy any property without seeing it like that and just go like that, and you're guaranteed to make money.
Obviously, nothing's guaranteed, but very likely. Because house prices double every 10 years.
Is this what you teach in your courses?
This is true. No, of course I don't teach people to buy blindfolded.
Okay.
But the people, I know people that have bought houses that didn't have a clue what they were doing, but they just sit on it and it goes up in value.
By
They
the
make
way,
money.
he's had a lot more than 1 minute.
Yeah, because I've been interrupted 12 times. So from a risk perspective, you can't beat bricks and mortar. A stock can disappear. If you can put stop losses if you know what you're doing. But even if the house got burned down, the land is going to hold its value. There's a reason that we say safe as houses.
I never said, by the way, that you have to invest in individual stocks. You can invest in ETFs, exchange-traded funds, where there are, like an index, you can have the S&P 500.
Yeah.
You could do all of that.
That's great.
Yeah, but over time, because you said over time, you always make money. Over time, it averages 10% a year
that's
over
good.
time since 1985. And by the way, since the history of the stock market, it's 6.9% a year. So over time,
very
you
good.
definitely can make money.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's quite similar to an average property. But here's the thing. That's the best 500 companies, assuming that you know about the S&P 500. People that invest in the stock market normally don't.
Oh, yeah, that's another
You'd be
thing,
surprised
yeah.
at the ignorance.
I wish they did.
Whereas if you invested in a property and you're ignorant, you'd be more likely to make money. So I think from a risk perspective, for the average person who doesn't really know what they're doing, property is safer. If you know what you're doing, then fine.
And on that point, are we on the debating now? Because, like I said, you can go on a demo account and you
people
can
don't know how to do that.
practice. What do you mean? All of my clients go on a demo.
Yeah, your clients may be, but for the average person watching this video, they don't know how to have a client account. They don't know, but they know how to go to an estate agent. They know how to go on Rightmove. They know how to put an offer forward and buy a house. Safer.
Okay. So
1-1.
do you really think? No way 1-1.
100%.
Demo account, I can make money shorting the market. Oh, come on.
Property safer.
I think we'll let people watching this vote.
With property, you can compound your money very well. If you're in property and you know how to invest, you can use that skill set to partner, to package and sell deals. How many people in the stock market could you say, oh, you make money in the stock market, let me package you a stock opportunity and sell it to you? It's very difficult. So with property, rather than just investing in property, which is slow, investing is slow, but you can also make huge chunks of money by knowing the skills to invest in property. So you can make fast pound and slow pound. You can be an entrepreneur. Don't think you can do that in stocks.
Right, so your argument basically is that it is slow, right? Because it's very fast in the stock market. I mean, very fast. So I'll give you an example. So I turned 2,000 into 620,000 in 4 years just by buying one crypto. Yeah?
Yeah, that's cherry picking though, isn't it?
No, but I'm just saying that that's possible.
Yeah, but
and when you do your thing, when your thing that you say, right there.
Yeah, if
right?
you did that with crypto coins, you'd be bankrupt.
I'm saying that what you're saying is that it is slow, but what I can do is not do property. I can do business, which is a totally different pillar, because there's stocks and shares or trading and investing. There's property. So you're saying business, which involves this particular thing, and I can do that. Sure, you're right. I mean, if you're going to go off-piste and be entrepreneurial, it is possible to do that. You can't do that with stocks. That is correct. Yeah.
So 2-1.
But compounding, I haven't finished, but compounding, I have to tell you, is definitely faster when it comes to stocks and shares. I mean, I can literally buy something, it goes up 10% in a week, right? And I can sell it. I can then go into something else. Now I've got more money. Now I go into something else with more money, and that could go up or down because I'm selling short as well. And you can do that much faster. Compounding definitely is much, much faster.
It's much more liquid.
With trading.
It's much more liquid too.
What is?
Stocks and crypto.
You're not supposed to be arguing my side.
No,
but yes.
I'm just being fair.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So that's 2-1 to me then.
No, that's 2-1 to me.
No, it is definitely
it wasn't about
more
speed.
liquid.
It was about. Was it about speed, or was it about?
I can sell my portfolio, and within 24 hours, I can have it in my bank account. Can you do that with yours?
No.
At the price they want. I mean, you can. I'll buy it off you for 50 pence. I mean, you could, but in the price that you want, you wouldn't be able to do that.
No.
No.
But
Okay.
I think it's quite a good thing.
3-1 now, isn't
No,
it?
because I think it's quite a good thing that you can't. Because who said being super liquid is a good thing?
I like super liquid. I want to hear this now. Go on. Why not?
Because if you're, it's actually Grant Cardone who's
I love super liquid.
Grant Cardone, who's a billionaire, says this. So, if something's super liquid, i.e., you can just take it out in seconds, it only takes, you could be a bit tipsy one evening, or be a bit merry, or you got a wife, been a bit, and you can just boom, gone. Whereas, like,
So
I tell you what, I could mug you later, yeah,
Yeah.
and I could be like, give me your crypto, and I could. Woof,
How am I
from
supposed
you.
to give you my crypto?
Now, if I put a gun to your head and said, give me your code,
I wouldn't be able to. I don't know my codes.
Who has your codes?
I'm not going to tell you, am I? I've
If I had a gun to your head, who has your codes?
I don't have them on me.
I can get it much easier than you get my properties. My properties, I literally couldn't. It has to go through lawyers,
Right.
and that's safety.
And so that's your argument. So that we're coming back to speed again, right? The
but that's good.
This is slow. Why is that good?
Because
so
it's safe.
your argument.
Can't
Your
strip it
argument
from me.
is I might get drunk and have a fat finger and kind of.
No,
like,
listen. If you've got 100 grand, fine. But if you've got 50 million, I'd much rather have 50 million pounds in property than in a crypto wallet that could be hacked or stolen or.
A cold wallet.
Been hacked.
A cold wallet cannot be hacked.
I've been hacked.
You know you haven't. A cold wallet cannot be hacked. There isn't a single cold wallet that has been hacked and they've gotten the money out.
Coinbase.
That's an exchange, like a broker. That is not a wallet.
So here's the thing: when you buy a property, it has to go through lawyers, and they tell you how to make sure everything's safe, it's done properly, it's all got the title, it's all registered.
I don't want that. That's
No,
slow.
you can't.
Escrow accounts.
No, but you can't
lawyers.
lose a piece of paper or lose a code. What about all the people that have millions of pounds in Bitcoin, but they lost the code or they lost the?
No, but you know why that was? Because at the beginning they didn't take it, seriously. Because you could have bought with 10,000.
But most
Bitcoin.
people that have cryptocurrency will have it in Coinbase.
Okay, but if you do it properly, we're always talking about doing it properly. We're not just talking about
but
your thing.
No, but that's the thing. You're relying on people being smart, educated, knowing what to do. That's super high risk. Most people aren't. I'm a pretty smart man. I'm financially literate. I'm a multimillionaire. I've been hacked. I've had my Bitcoin stripped from me, and it's horrible. I've never had property stripped from me. Never been stolen. You can't steal my house.
Okay, in my opinion, I like the fact. It's my whole thing that it's liquid and I can have it in my bank account within 24 hours.
So you'd be
But that's just me.
comfortable. You'd be comfortable with 100 million sat in cryptocurrency.
Absolutely. In my cold wallet, absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
But most people don't even know what a cold wallet is.
Your argument is that other people are stupid. They're not. They can learn. It's you've got to learn. You've got to learn about property. You can't just do this. That you've got to learn. No, but are you saying that people should just go out and buy property?
Yeah.
Without knowing what they're doing?
It'd be much better and more lucrative if they knew what they were doing. But yeah, go and buy houses before it's too late. We're in the last buying cycle.
Oh, okay. Cycles in property. Okay, fine.
No, I think that it's going to be, like in London, people don't own houses in London anymore. In fact, some do. Two types of people own houses in London. You got really rich people, and you got people that bought a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, you can't just go I fancy a normal family. I fancy buying a house in London. It doesn't happen. That's going to be the case across the entire country soon.
Right, so what's quicker? Coming back to the point, what's quicker? Is it properties or is it in terms of compounding?
I think that if you learn the skills of property investment, you can then adapt as a property entrepreneur and be very, very lucrative very quick.
So if
but
you're
just solely investing,
yeah.
I think that the risk is higher in cryptocurrency, but so is the reward. You can't 10x your money in 6 months in property investment with just buying a house. It's not going to happen. Whereas you can in crypto. So I think that, but I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. I think it's dangerous actually.
Okay.
And it also is gambling.
It's not when you know what you're doing. The risk is you're risking this much in order to make this much.
And I think that it's potentially one big Ponzi scheme.
Oh, I see what you're doing here. You're definitely trying to piss me off here. Why is it a Ponzi scheme? It's not. I'm not even. Do you know what? No. I see what you're doing here. No. I'm not going to get into this.
Why are you not going to get into it?
Because it's not a bloody Ponzi scheme. Do you know even what's the definition of a Ponzi scheme?
A Ponzi scheme is where there's no product. You're taking.
First of all, that's bullshit.
No, it's not.
It can be a product.
No, there's no product. It's where you're taking money, you're borrowing money, and you're paying back the investors with other people's money.
Yeah, robbing Peter to pay Paul kind of thing.
There's no product. With cryptocurrency, I worry that there's no product.
Are you worried that there's no product? But there is a product.
What's the product?
It's a peer-to-peer system bypassing people in the middle like the banks who all they do is slow things down and they want to take money, right?
Yeah.
So I can basically, 3 things. One is I can send it to you in another country, not in 3 to 5 days, but in 3 to 5 minutes, so it's much faster.
Sorry, Marcus.
Hold on. The other thing is, it's much cheaper. It doesn't matter whether it's 1 million or 10 million. It costs just $1 if you're using the Tron network or the Solana network, right? And it's safer because I own the keys. Where does the word bankrupt come from? Bankrupt. It's because the banks. You said yourself. You go to the bank. I don't know whether it's here or somewhere else. You said, "And can I have my money?" They didn't have your money.
Yeah.
But I have my money. It's in my hard wallet.
I love that. I agree with that. And what we're talking about
Let's
is
just
no,
leave it
hold
at
on. We're talking about the blockchain.
Yeah?
The blockchain's wonderful.
Are you okay?
I'm talking about most coins. Most coins are Ponzi coins. There's no value in it at all. A lot of value in the blockchain, but the coins.
I can't disagree with that because most of them are scams, but we don't invest in those things. We invest in the biggest, baddest, not baddest in the negative sense, in the ones that have the highest market capitalization. So it's price times the number of coins that are out there, and they're all listed on coinmarketcap.com, and you just pick the biggest ones.
Well, we'll find out, won't we, which ones are the Ponzi schemes and which ones are legit coins in years to come. But for some people, their money will go to zero.
Yes.
A lot of people buy coins and their money goes to zero. Whereas if you invest in property, it's not going to go to zero, is it?
I mean, okay, we invested in a property, yeah? And we lost 50% of it. And the only reason we managed to get out of it, I mean, it was...
How did you lose 50%? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, because it was on a road.
I don't believe the story.
I haven't even told you the story.
Yeah, but you did. You said you lost 50%. I don't believe that.
Yeah, 50%.
Nah, you didn't.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I wasn't managing it because I don't know much.
Well, you've been misinformed.
Hold on.
An ex-partner.
Ex-partner.
Was there some money
But that's
issues?
not why we broke up.
No, but maybe...
No. So
Yeah,
it was
it doesn't
around
sound true.
50,000 and
How
it
much
was
you buy the
on
house
a road.
For? How much you buy it for?
I can't remember, but let's say
See that?
50,000.
You can't just say...
50,000 and we sold it for 25,000.
Bro, you bought a house... What year was this?
This was in the last... So we finally got rid of it about 2 years ago. And it was up north, and it was... Squatters came in and we couldn't get them out. And it ran down.
You bought it for 50,000?
And then finally somebody bailed us out and bought it for 25,000.
Man, I wish you told me about this.
Actually, I'm surprised I didn't.
That's crazy.
I don't know why. Because
I'm
not really involved in property.
Grand.
I'm not involved in property. I'm involved in something that's liquid that I can get out. If there were some squatters in my cryptos, I would have sold it and put it in my bank account.
Here's the thing with property. You know what's coming. Now, sure, you got maintenance, the odd bad tenant that pays late, or there's issues, but you budget for that. So I've got a lot of staff that run my properties. Now, I've never met anyone that's a crypto investor that's got staff or a team. It's not real business.
Well, exactly. But that's the whole point. Like, you're arguing against yourself here. Sorry, time commitment. Now I've got to hire a whole load of people.
It's a real business. I'm providing value to the marketplace. I've got a team. I've got tenants. Wherever you've got any real business.
Yeah, the question was time commitment. You know that.
Any real business, you have time commitment because you're bringing a real product to the table. When you've got a fake product, a fake business, then yeah, you've got no team, you've got no staff, you've got no customers because it's fake. Mm-hmm. It could go to zero. You won't be able to afford to hire a member of staff because you might not be able to pay them if your crypto didn't work out. No thanks.
Mm-hmm. So coming back to the topic of time commitment, flippin' heck, talk about round the houses. Literally, I wonder where that came from. So basically, we spend maximum 20 minutes a day, maximum. If the price of a really good solid business like Amazon, for example, or Google, or Meta, or Netflix or whatever, if it goes down, we start trying to lower our average price. If it goes up, we start kind of milking the cow. And all it does is go up and down, up and down. If it goes down even more, Christmas has come early because then you just buy some more. And then when it goes back up again, oh my goodness, you've made more money. It's 20 minutes a day, maximum. I don't have somebody calling me up and going, my light bulb needs changing. All right, I'll be right. I had a friend, Mark, right? I met him at Tony Robbins' event years and years ago. He had a big, well, not compared to yours, but he had a pretty... very small property portfolio, but compared to yours. But he had like 16 properties in the Kent area, and he spent literally all day just going round and fixing. Now, he loved it, but that was a full-time commitment. Me, it's 20 minutes a day. Maximum. So for me, it's a lot less. I don't want to be dealing with burst parts. Even I can't even do stuff in my own house, yet alone somebody else's house. You know.
Yeah. No, I just think if you want a real business, then you're going to have real issues, and you need to be able to put systems in place. And if you're going to grow a portfolio, you want hundreds of tenants, of course. But that's the same with any business.
What do you mean? I have a £12 million, that's $14 million. That's just stocks and shares, right? Not anything else. It's still 20 minutes a day. That's a real business, isn't it?
Is that in the S&P 500?
No. That's cryptos, that's stocks, it's a bit of, no, what, just buying the index? No, I do a little bit more than that.
Yeah, it's probably, and I think it's a fair argument. I think that investing in things like stocks is definitely quicker in and out. It's more passive, you've got less legal and things like that. So that's good if you want that. But what I want is I want to build real wealth and have real businesses. And I want to, like, looking at the Sunday Times Rich List, I mean, everyone's investing in property. When I meet billionaires, what they're doing, they're building houses, they're adding to the economy, providing affordable homes for people. I'm about that. I'm not about, hopefully my coin goes up. I just think it's a bit, it's the kind of thing that wannabes do and they get excited about a coin. It's like, you know, I made £250,000 last week. And I look at the money came in, we sold a few bits, and I saw the profit, and I'm just like, okay, nice one. And then I see people on Instagram where they made like £20 on a crypto coin. I made 20. It's like,
listen,
man, you just need to get a real business.
Shares, not you keep going on about cryptos. By the way,
but you know, you pick and choose.
What is your crypto portfolio worth, by the way?
About $1 million.
Yeah, okay. So it's like,
yeah, but I don't hate crypto.
That's a real business. We're $1 million. I mean, that's
not
not
real
bad.
business.
Okay.
It's a high risk investment that I'm prepared to go to zero.
Okay. How long have you had that?
What, that account or that $1 million in there, or?
No. Yeah. No. When did you start like having crypto in your?
So I started having crypto in 2017.
Right. So 2017 is now right. So we're
No, but
talking about 5, 6, 7, 8 years later. Has it gone to zero?
Yes.
It's worth $1 million. How's it gone to zero?
No, it's not. No. I started with about 15 grand.
Yeah.
Put it in 2017, and then in 2019 it got hacked, and I lost the lot.
That's because you. Okay.
And I'm a smart person that knows of business.
Well, obviously, you said it wasn't business. Make up your mind. Is it business?
No,
or
I
isn't
understand business, and it got hacked, and then I started again from scratch.
I understood business, and it got hacked.
Yeah. And also, you're picking and choosing between stocks and crypto depending on what suits your argument.
Yeah, and you keep going on crypto all the time.
No, but then you won't let me choose between property investment and property entrepreneurship. So
because that's not because we're talking about investing, and
you've got two different things. You've got stocks and you've got crypto.
Trading and investing. It's a thing. It's a pillar. Trading and investing.
And also, you're picking these crazy examples of how. But I could do the same. I've got examples.
Well, I'm not stopping you.
Yeah, like examples where I like paid £1 option to buy a piece of land, and then got planning permission, and then the land's worth hundreds of thousands of pounds.
That's pretty
cool. But I'm not going to use that as a standard.
Can I ask you though?
Yeah.
So you got £1, and then you didn't put any more money in. You just flipped it.
A little bit of money on
and
planning.
How much? Just roughly.
25 grand.
Yeah, 25 grand.
Yeah.
That's my point. A lot of people don't have 25 grand. Mine's 2,000 to 500.
Yeah, but you can do that on a much smaller scale.
Sure.
I did that on a big piece of land where I made 6-figure profits.
Nice.
In a small space of time. But I wouldn't say that as a standard example though, because that's not, normal. I bought a hotel for £1 option. Brought in about 80 grand last month, revenue.
Okay, but how much did you pay for it? Like you did the option and then?
I haven't bought it. I just control it.
Okay, and then you made money from that?
Yeah, so I paid £1 for the hotel, but that's the deposit.
Yeah.
And I've got the option to buy it in the next 10 years for £2 million.
Oh, I think I watched that video.
But right now I'm renting out, making a fortune on it.
Yeah.
So, but that's
even though it doesn't belong to you.
It doesn't belong to me, but I've got the option to buy it.
Yeah.
And it's on the title deeds. I've got a restriction on it.
So you haven't put any money in apart from that £1?
No, I have. I've put a bit of money in.
Okay, so how much?
6 figures.
Ta-da. Okay, fine.
But this is the thing. I'm doing that on a hotel. I started out doing it on a small. I'll give you. All right, if you want.
Give me something which is 2,000.
Okay, I bought a house with a £1 option. Spent £750 on legal fees. No refurb, no nothing, and rented it out. Made about £400 or £500 a month profit. Had the option to buy the house for 81 grand, but then when the option came to actually buy it, it was worth 160.
Yeah.
So I made 60 grand, and I bought it with all the rent that I'd saved. It was literally £750.
So what did you do without putting any money in? You then flipped it.
No, I still own it. I bought it.
For how much?
81 grand. No, but I bought it with a mortgage, because I know you don't know about this, but when you buy property, because it's so safe, you can actually get mortgages, unlike stocks and crypto, because of course they wouldn't loan to so high risk.
That's not true. I told you that you can get leverage on it. You actually can.
On what? To do what?
To do whatever you want with.
S&P 500, you get leverage now.
I don't know. I've never tried
course you
that
can't.
on individual stocks.
Which is the most safe stock
if you're
investment.
trading, they'll give you 100 times more money. By the way, I'm not condoning this at all because it's a
Right,
stupid
it's
thing to do.
stupidly risky.
It is a
But
stupid
in property, it's
risky
not
thing
risky
to do.
at all to get mortgages.
Okay.
So you got the option. I got the option to buy for 81 grand. You get a mortgage, but the deposit I used from the rent that I'd saved, which I accumulated whilst controlling the property.
I have to say, it sounds really good. I don't really understand it. I'd have to
Yeah, because
study
it's
it.
a bit complicated. It's the same as some of your stuff. When
Yeah.
you're talking about these safe wallets and stop losses and all that, it's a bit complicated.
It's not complicated.
No, but to me,
You can
what
learn
I'm
it.
saying isn't complicated. You
Yeah.
can learn it. And to you, it's not. But for the average person, I'm trying to talk for the average person. I get that the average person can't get a purchase option and pay £1 and do this, and but they also can't get stop losses and all. They don't know what that is. They don't know how it works. Or trading with pips. They don't know what that means. Safe wallets. So for the average person, is it better to invest in property or crypto and stocks? I would say property is a lot safer.
Yeah,
and a lot
I
better.
would say don't do it unless you have got a minimal amount. It's like saying, look, it's really simple, which it is to drive a car, especially an automatic, right? You don't have to do all this. And I just think that, just get the minimal amount of education before you buy property.
Yeah, no, I would not disagree with that. But also you have to learn from doing as well.
Yeah.
Some people just learn and think. Just got to go and do it. The time is now.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you can learn from your failures very, very fast. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but or learn alongside.
Yeah, I would say learn a little bit and then
Yeah,
start and
that's fine.
like that. Yeah, but to just
That's
try,
fine.
I don't want to, like this is just crazy. For
Or
me.
if you're gonna start in crypto and you haven't got any education, just make sure that you can afford to lose what you're investing. So
yeah,
for
but
me,
when
I
you're
lost.
buying Bitcoin, you're not going to lose. You're not.
No,
gonna
you
lose.
are. I lost. I got hacked.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I mean, okay. Fine. Because no one can hack a house. I get that.
No one can take a house off you. It's safe. It's going to go down the generations.
Mm.
Do you get taxed on cryptocurrency when do you get taxed on it?
Yeah. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that you can wrap it up in an ISA.
Right.
You can wrap it up in your SIP, your self-invested personal pension.
Can you though? Can you earn cryptocurrency in your SIP fund? Nah. No, you can't.
No, but you used to be able to. You
You
can't at the
used to
moment.
be able to.
Okay, in your ISA you can.
But you can buy commercial.
Hold on, what am I
properties and
talking about?
sats.
Shit, no, you can't do it in your ISA either.
Nah,
No.
it's all gone.
Stocks and shares.
In what? In your SIP?
So stocks and shares, you can wrap up in a tax-free wrapper, like an ISA and a SIP.
S&P 500, for example.
No, but any stock and share.
S&P 500.
Yeah, S&P 500, which is an ETF of 500 different companies.
Yeah. Because would you say that's the best way for people that are just not really bothered about learning loads?
I mean, I guess it is because it averages, or has in the last
6-7% a year.
More probably.
And you get a bit of dividends as well, right?
Yeah, a little bit of
Yeah,
dividends.
I got a bit of that, Steve, for my kids.
Yeah. And did you wrap it up in an ISA and a SIP?
No, I haven't. It's too small.
No, but do that, Jiza. Do it.
Yeah. No, I know. I would. I've done that with. I've got a SAS for my own for my properties, commercial properties.
Yeah.
And then also we've got a because on property, this is the thing, you can't do this with stocks and stuff and cryptos, but we've got properties that we own in our trading businesses. So if you've got a development business, and again, speak to your own tax accountant. But what we've done, if you've got a trading business that's a property development company that buys and sells houses, but you own a bunch of houses in that company, then when you die, those houses go to your kids tax-free.
Wow.
So there's stuff you can do tax-wise, which I don't think you can do with crypto in the same way, because this is a rich man's game. So there's a lot of loopholes.
What is property is a rich man's game?
Rich man's game.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but if you can get in to a rich man's game, that's more aspirational.
If you can get
but the tax loopholes that you can do within property is huge.
So how about this? How about you start making money with the stuff that I do and then start buying properties with it?
Well, how about you learn about property and you start being a property entrepreneur, deal sourcing and controlling properties, and then use that money to invest? And then put 5% of your wealth into cryptocurrencies.
Sure, you can start there.
That's what I do.
But as you start seeing what happens to crypto, since it's the future of finance, I think you're going to start putting more than 5% in there for sure.
I think that we'd agree on a lot of stuff, but I mean, yeah, I'm just not really a fan of what.
By the way, you can wrap it up as well in a SAS as well, and you can actually buy coins. You can't do it in an ISA or a SIP, but in a SAS you can. You can actually buy cryptocurrencies.
In a SAS?
Yeah, I do it. So yeah.
So you can set up SAS and you can buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And it's tax free.
Yeah.
Sure.
100%. I can show you my.
See, that's quite good. Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's quite good.
I do it.
So
I'll show you my account.
So you got a SAS and you buy
Yeah.
crypto with that. Oh, that's
Do a
cool.
SAS.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
It's pretty cool.
So in conclusion, my thoughts. I don't think stocks are bad. I don't think crypto's bad. I think property is the safest. I think that when you buy a property, it goes through, if you can't get a mortgage, if it's a bad deal, the mortgage broker will say, we can't loan to you. If it's a bad deal, the solicitor will say, oh, look, there's these red flags. Whereas if you're going out buying crypto coins and even stocks, the financial advisors are just trying to get paid on their commission and push their products. I think property is safer. Look on the Sunday Times rich list. It's where all the wealthy are buying. I think it's a higher barrier to entry, which is actually a good thing because it means you can package and sell deals. It's where I've made my money, millions and millions of pounds. You can do things really creative, like get mortgages, which is really tough for stock market. You can also get creative finance, vendor finance. You can buy on purchase option agreements. You can control properties you don't own and squeeze the profits from them, get cash flow. You can partner. I know and love property. But saying that, I don't think stocks are bad, but I just think it's much more risky and higher, more volatile, which is why I've got much less money in coins and stock market.
Okay, so I would say that what you were talking about, the volatility, is exactly why I prefer trading and investing. Because most people, and this is just a learning curve, they really like, volatility is going up and down. That's exactly what I want. I want it to go down, not up. I want it to go down so I can buy some more. And when I've got a nice hefty thing in there, when it starts coming back up, that's where I make my money. You can also make money going down, called selling short, which you can't do anywhere else. Definitely can't do it in property. I love the fact that it's liquid. I'm really surprised you don't like that. I love the fact, I'm enamored, married to the fact that it's liquid, I could sell it, and within 24 hours it's in my bank account. I feel really, really good about that. And you can practice on a demo account for as long as you like, and you can wrap it up. Not cryptos, although you can do cryptos in a SAS, but you can do all your stocks and shares, gold, silver, you can do commodities like oil, for example, all of these things in an ISA and in a SIP. So for me, I prefer trading and investing. That's why I spend all my time doing it. But when you were talking about all the different things, I have to say, it sounds really impressive if you know what you're doing. You say it's easy and simple, but it doesn't sound very simple, I have to say. But it does, for somebody who wants to make big money, it sounds intriguing. I wouldn't mind, I don't have the time, but basically, it works for you.
I think the thing is, you've got to invest in what you know. That's the most important thing. Choose what you want to invest in. Study it, learn it. And if you know what you're investing in, like even people come to me with deals and they're like, I've got this property opportunity in Hong Kong. And I'm like, I don't know that market. I'm not going to invest in something unless I know it. Yeah. So if you know cryptocurrencies and stock market, then that's what you need to invest in. If you know property, we know people that have made many millions in both. Warren Buffett's made many millions in the stock market. It clearly it's a real thing.
Billions.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
To
not say so, it would be stupid.
I do own property.
Yeah.
Because that's what my partner focused on, and she doesn't know this. And you have a little bit.
I got a little bit.
It's liquid. You've got 1 million liquid. You could sell it tomorrow.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah. Is it tax-free though?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.